It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We are talking movies with John Paul Sebastian, also known as JP Sebastian.
I will take the rebaptism.
I
would take the
John
rebaptism.
Paul.
John Paul is so boring.
But that's what your ID says.
I know. That's what Home Affairs called me, John Paul, and my.
No, someone had to fill in all those little squares.
If I just had more French squiggles and little.
You want to be Jean-Pierre?
Asabelief.
Asabelief. Well,
Okay, sorry, movies.
okay, well, we are here to talk movies that's currently out on the cinemas. Let's talk about the big one, Sarafina.
And so let's open the floor here. Don't feel shy or whatever. Have you seen Sarafina?
No, I have not.
And myself only recently for this screening that's coming out. This is 30 years now that it's turned. Was 1993 that it was released, and you obviously would have been in. You've been part of enough of the hype or part of enough of the spirit and the culture of it. I mean, we grew up. I remember when I was a lighty. Our school from Regina Caeli, we walked up into Athlone City Centre to see like Cry the Beloved Country and stuff like that. Like political movies were important to us, even as kleintjies.
Yeah.
I mean, was that part of your field trips and stuff like that when you were in school?
Not so much. We more went towards the museums and not forgetting the natural
Fancy.
heritage. And,
With your museums. I just got to watch movies, and that's not so bad. So, Sarafina, I suppose I have to inform some people, because even though it was a phenomenon, maybe some people don't know the history, is the fact that the movie is based around the events of 1976 in Soweto, the youth uprisings. And what it does, I think, very well is that it doesn't necessarily take this shampies kind of thing to the extreme. It really is almost, is the word lionizing? Someone's gonna have to get a thesaurus for me, but like impressing the bravery of these young children, more than, like I said, making entirely a sob story of the thing. Which obviously is important as well. It has to walk that sort of fine tightrope.
Yeah.
It follows Sarafina, who is this young lady who wants to be a star, and she isn't sort of, in a way, political at the very start. And then obviously, by her context, becomes politicized. Because what it brings up is stuff that we, I suppose, take for granted, is that even in our communities of people of color, black people, colored people, Indian people, etc., there were maybe some people who thought, well, this is par for the course, this is the way it is. Until some kids found the bravery, the backbone, and some adults, we're not being ageist here, to say, no, we're going to stand up against the forced teaching of Afrikaans in our schools. So what I was really impressed by is that I think a lot of people might think that they're in for a song and dance and a sort of a happy-fying.
You see Whoopi Goldberg and you see the big names.
She's the draw of the star power, yeah. But it does not shy away from violence as a tactic and the importance that was during the riots. But that's 30 years old today, going to be even on IMAX, so I think do take that out. It's a good conversation starter and important conversations for us to have. Has South Africa moved anywhere? You can find out for yourself.
Well, it's out in cinemas, so go and watch. This one I am super excited about.
Were you also an addict at some point?
Never an addict, but I saw the trailer for Gran, and you need to help me here. Is it...
Gran Turismo.
Turismo. Gran Turismo. I saw the premiere, the preview for this, and I was like, this is a movie I want to go see.
For real? What's the draw for you?
I think it was the underdog. It was the excitement of this pro having this vision and putting all of that.
The world against him.
And putting this underdog in a professional setting to race cars.
This is true. Right?
I did not know it was based on a true story.
Ridiculous. This was a blue-collar kid. He's not from the most lavish upbringing or whatever, but did have a PlayStation, as most kids do. It doesn't matter how poor you think people are. We gotta let our hair down sometimes too. And he, I suppose, wasn't an addict, but he had some way to try and kill time that was maybe antisocial. He was a bit of an introverted guy. The real-life guy is Jan Mardenborough, who played consistently. There you got Jim Hansu, by the way, as well. Fantastic actor. You will recognize from Blood Diamond with Leonardo DiCaprio, etc., etc. Jerry Halliwell plays his mom in this, Ginger Spice.
Really?
Yeah. I was way too excited about that yesterday. Revealed so much of himself, maybe too much. And Orlando Bloom, Legolas. Where's he been too? So, like I said, this true story of a guy who played for years on end. His mother said, get off the games, do something productive with your life and whatever. And good grief, finds a tournament invite pop up on his PlayStation screen at one point, joins it, and then ends up being a professional driver. He was third positioned in 2012 and then won in 2016 eventually. Le Mans 24-hour. You know that race where they go around circuit for 24 hours? Heavy endurance racing is what a video gamer ended up doing. So it's a really crazy kind of story. Directed by Neil Blomkamp, District 9, all that kind of stuff out today as well.
Oh, fantastic. Well, it's always great having JP on your show, bringing us the latest in what's on your cinemas. Perhaps you're planning on seeing any of these, or there's some others that we didn't mention now that you'd love to go and watch. You're welcome to share your thoughts with us on social media at Expresso Show.